Hello children, this lecture we will start from the topic relation between Kp and Kc. So what is the relation between equilibrium constant in the terms of pressure and equilibrium constant in the terms of concentration? So we will discuss this relation with the help of a hypothetical reaction. Let the reaction is gives C plus D. Okay students, so for this reaction we can write value of Kc and Kp. So for value of Kc, the relation will be C to raised to the power C, D is raised to the power D, A is raised to the power A, and B is raised to the power B. This is the value of Kc. Now for Kp, we will write Kp in the terms of partial pressure. So let the partial pressure of C is Pc, partial pressure of D is Pd, and partial pressure of partial pressure of A is Pa, and partial pressure of B is Pb. Okay, so these are the relation for the given reaction in the terms of partial pressure and in the terms of molar concentration. Okay, now from ideal gas equation, we know that PV equals to nRT, where n is the number of moles of the substance, or we can write this relation as P equals to n upon V RT, where this n upon V is molar concentration, and this n upon V we can write as C. Okay, so when we will convert this n upon V equals to C, then relation will be P will be equals to C RT, where C is molar concentration. Okay, so with the help of this relation we can present pressure in the terms of molar concentration. Okay students, pressure in the terms of molar concentration. So partial pressure of VA we can write as ART. Same way, partial pressure of reactant B will be equals to molar concentration of B into RT. Same way, partial pressure of C will be equals to concentration of C RT, and partial pressure of D will be equals to concentration into RT. Okay, so these values of the partial pressure we will put in this second relation. Okay, second relation in the terms of partial pressure. Okay, so in that condition Kp will be equals to C RT. Okay, and D RT divided by and b raised to the power b r to the power b, this way. Or you can write this value in this way. This way. Okay, students, or this will be again equals to C plus D minus A plus B. Okay, students, so this value is equals to Kc, so it will be Kc RT, and these are the number of moles of product minus number of moles of reactant. So this we can write in the terms of delta N. So the relation will be Kp will be equals to Kc RT raised to the power delta N, where delta N is the number of moles of gaseous product minus reactant. Delta N is the total number of moles of gaseous product minus gaseous reactant. Okay, so in some book this relation is also written as Kc RT delta Ng. This G is symbolized to gases. Okay, students, so this is the relation between Kp and Kc. Now we will discuss types of chemical equilibrium reactions. So chemical equilibrium reactions are of two types, homogeneous and heterogeneous. So as the name is indicating that in homogeneous chemical equilibrium reactions, all the reactant and product terms are in same physical state. Okay, so or you can say that before the mixing or before the reaction start, the reactant or product may be of different physical state, but after starting the reaction, all the reactant and products are forming together one phase only. So such reactions in which all reactant and products are present in one phase will be known as homogeneous, and the equilibrium condition which is achieved in this type of reaction will be known as homogeneous chemical equilibrium reactions. Okay, students, for example, given here nitrogen plus hydrogen forming ammonia. So all these reactant and products in this reaction are in one state, that is gaseous state. So it is a homogeneous reaction, and the condition at the condition of equilibrium, this reaction will be known as homogeneous chemical equilibrium reaction. Second example is also given here. Okay, now next type of equilibrium is heterogeneous chemical equilibrium reaction. So in these heterogeneous chemical equilibrium reactions, the reactant and products are having more than one different physical phase, means all are not on the same physical phase. Okay, for example, calcium carbonate, which is solid, is forming calcium oxide solid and gas CO2. So in this reaction, all the reactant and products are not in a same physical or one physical phase. That is why at the state of equilibrium, this reaction will be known as heterogeneous chemical equilibrium reactions, or simply you can say that This reaction is an example of heterogeneous chemical equilibrium. Okay, students. Then after this, we will discuss the characteristics of equilibrium constant. Characteristics of equilibrium constant. So this is very important topic. Characteristics of equilibrium constant. So according to the first point which is given here, the value of equilibrium constant for a given chemical equation for a particular reaction is always constant. Okay, means at a particular temperature the value of equilibrium constant will be always constant for a particular reaction. Equilibrium constant for a given chemical equation depends only on temperature. It does not depend on the initial concentration of the reactants or the presence or absence of catalyst. The variation of equilibrium constant Kc with temperature is in accordance with Van 't Hoff equation. So this is the Van 't Hoff equation which is defining the how the temperature and equilibrium constant of a reaction is correlated with each other. So as you can see here, this is log base 10 K2 upon K1 equals to delta H divided by 2.303 R 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. Here this delta H is enthalpy of reaction, or simply you can say change in enthalpy, and K1 and K2 are the equilibrium constant at T1 and T2 temperature respectively. Okay, students. So on the basis of this reaction, if delta H value means change in enthalpy for any reaction is equals to 0, then that reaction, in that reaction the equilibrium constant value will be independent from the change in temperature. Okay, now if delta H value is some negative value, means the reaction will be exothermic in nature, and in this condition if we will rise the temperature, we will increase the temperature, then the value of K will decrease. Okay, so for exothermic reaction, if we are going to increase the temperature, then value of K will decrease, means the reaction will move towards the backward direction. And reverse of this condition, if value of delta H is positive and we are increasing the temperature, then value of K will also increase. Okay, students. So this is the dependency of the equilibrium constant on temperature. Okay, so as I have told you already, that value of equilibrium constant for a particular reaction is constant at a particular temperature. Okay, and on changing temperature the value of K changes. When the temperature is changed, it is not always necessary that both forward and backward reactions are affected to the same extent. Means the values of K1 and K2, which are the equilibrium, which are the velocity constant for the forward and backward reaction, will change differently, but the equilibrium constant is the ratio of the velocity constant of the forward and backward reaction. That is why K will also change with change in temperature. Okay, So the second point, the value of equilibrium constant is independent of the catalyst. So no effect of presence or absence of catalyst on the value of equilibrium constant. Third point, if the equation for a chemical reaction is reversed, the value of equilibrium constant is also reversed. Okay, for example, it is given here that if this equation, for this equation, the value of equilibrium constant is Kc. Okay, so Kc will be equals to molar concentration of the product of the products divided by molar concentration product of the molar concentration of the reactants. And if we are going to reverse this reaction, then the reverse reaction will be this, C plus D forming A plus B. In this condition, the value of equilibrium constant K dash C will be molar product of molar concentration of AB divided by product of molar concentration of CD. So as you can see here that in this condition, the value of Kc will be equals to inverse of value of K dash C. Okay, so this is the relation between the equilibrium constant for a particular reaction and its reverse reaction. Okay, for a particular reaction and its reverse reaction. तो रिएक्शन को रिवर्स करने पर जो न्यू रिएक्शन होता है उसका जो इक्विलिब्रियम कांस्टेंट का वैल्यू होता है वो इनिशियल रिएक्शन का इन्वर्स हो जाता है. देन फोर्थ पॉइंट, if the equation having equilibrium constant Kc is divided by 2, the equilibrium constant for the new equation is the square root of K. Okay, means for example, if this is the equation and equilibrium constant is Kc, now we are going to divide this reaction by 2. So all the reactant and products terms are divided by 2. Then this reaction is changed in this form. Okay, now what will be the relation between Kc and K dash C? The value of K dash C will be square root of Kc. Okay students, so this is the fourth point. The next point, fifth, if the equation is multiplied by 2, the equilibrium constant for the new equation is the square of Kc. So for any reaction, suppose A plus B is forming C plus D, and let the equilibrium constant value for this reaction is Kc. Okay, and we are forming a new reaction in which we are multiplying all the reactant and product by 2, and let the value of equilibrium constant for this reaction is K dash C. Then it means that the K dash C will be equals to Kc square. Okay students, Kc square. So if we are multiplying for a general relation, if an equation is multiplied by n, then the new equilibrium constant will be equals to Kn. Then point 6, when chemical equilibria are added, their equilibrium constants are multiplied. So example is given here one. This is a chemical equilibria, first chemical equilibria, and the equilibrium constant value will be equals to N2O square divided by N2 to the power 2 and O2. And second equilibrium is this, and for this the value of K2 equilibrium constant is NO2 to the power 4 divided by N2O to the power 2 and O2 to the power 3. Okay students, now if we are going to add these two equilibria, chemical equilibria, first and second, so when we will add first and second, then we will get this equation. Okay, and for this equation the value of K3 will be equals to NO2 raised to the power 4 and N2 raised to the power 2, O2 raised to the power 4. So you can say you can see that if value of K1 into value of K2, so this will be equals to value of K3. Okay, so value of K1, this is value of K1, this is value of K2, and this will be equals to value of K3, this value. So it means K1 into K2 equals to K3. So when we will add two chemical equilibria, then their equilibrium constant get multiplied. Okay students, so these are the characteristics of equilibrium constant.